Okay. Hey, good evening. It's Tuesday night. It's time for me to chat it up with you guys again. Here, episode 2. I'm calling this one, I Checked Myself Before I Wrecked Myself. How I ended up in treatment. Okay, let me see. What is this saying to me? I'm on YouTube, going live. Not Facebook. This is the first time. You can now put people in timeout for different lengths, ranging from 10 seconds to 24 hours. Oh, like if people are... All right, got it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's just get to talking here. So, okay. Let me just get comfortable here. Okay. So, I was thinking about this all day today, and I think it makes sense to help understand how we got to where we are now. Why am I doing this? Why do I feel compelled to tell my story? Whoa. Sorry, Finley. Hey, give me that. That's mine. Okay. How we got to where we are today. And that came about when in March 22nd of 2017. March 22nd, 2017. And that's when I made the decision myself that I needed some help to stop drinking. That drinking had become a huge problem in my life. I was not happy with myself at all. Despite what everything may have looked like on the outside, a lot of people that I knew and worked with then told me that they couldn't even tell. They didn't even know that I had a problem, which that doesn't surprise me because I did a lot of my excessive over-the-top drinking at home alone. So, okay, so how we got to where we are today is that in March of 2017, I made the decision that I needed to get help. I needed to go check in and get some help so I could stop drinking. My life had become out of control for what I could handle. So what it was like at the time is my relationships were in bad shape. Most of my friends had stopped talking to me. I had alienated a lot of my family. My best friend wasn't even speaking to me. I had a real nice car and I had a VP title and a real great job. But I was chasing worldly things, very, very lost in chasing after what I thought the world wanted me to chase after. And so I'm very stubborn. Back in the beginning of my story, I call 1972 till 1990 when I graduated, rainbows and butterflies. And back during that time frame, I wasn't a believer in any kind of power greater than myself. I didn't believe in the supernatural. I didn't believe in things that I could not see. I didn't believe in things that didn't make sense. And I pretty much left the house and grew up chasing after worldly things, the titles and the money and the love, chasing after love, with very little value in myself. And so, by the time that I had checked myself in, my relationships were suffering. And I believe that the quality of your life is directly proportionate and can be correlated to the quality of the relationships in your life. Like I said, my best friend really wasn't speaking to me. My goddaughter and I had gotten into a fist fight in the kitchen, and my own daughter was not, it was torture for her to be around me, and I put her through hell. And I was just very stubborn. I thought I knew best. I thought I was fine. I thought I could control it. I thought It was totally cool to be drinking. I thought if I wasn't a drinker that nobody would like me. I wouldn't have any friends. I wouldn't fit in socially. There was a lot of things. There's a lot of shame and guilt associated with what I was doing and what was going on. I was a manipulative person. I, would say whatever I needed to say to get what I wanted and what I needed. And so I realized at that point in time that this is absolutely out of control, because I'm doing fireball shooters in the parking lot before work, just to take the edge off that hair of the dog. And it's miserable inside of me. When I look at the mirror, I don't like what I see in the mirror at all. And I knew that I knew I needed help. So I had health insurance at the time, and I was able to reach out to a facility called Beaches Recovery in Jacksonville, Florida. And then within a few hours, it seemed like, I was on a plane. But mind you, I'm already 8 fireball shooters into the day when I made the call to the rehab. And I was on a plane by the end of the day. I think by the end of that day, I was on a plane, and by the time I checked into rehab down in Jacksonville, I was blowing a .22, I'm pretty sure is what it was. So it was pretty significant. And of course, I was had a great job at the time, so I had resources, and I hit the Des Moines airport and flew into Charlotte, and I was buying drinks and buying rounds and just living it up, because I'm going to rehab. It was all kind of funny at the time. But at any rate, I end up checked into an inpatient lockdown facility for 5 days of detox. And on March 23rd, 2017, I woke up sitting on the edge of a bed in a lockdown facility, a mental facility, wondering, what did I just do? What is going on? And I remember looking over at the side of the mattress, and it said Angelina, and I think it was upside down, but it said Angelina, and my name is Angeline. And so I kind of took that as a sign, and I knew that I was not calling the shots on my life. I knew I had to surrender at that point. I had to admit that I wasn't calling the shots, and that if I take another drink of alcohol, it's literally going to kill me. It's Christmas Eve of 2016, that Christmas Eve, I was home alone. I drank a whole bottle of Jim Beam and Squirt, and literally ran out of money then the next morning, so I couldn't go buy more alcohol. And I thought I was gonna die. I about called the ambulance, or about took myself to the ER. And so my body had physically become dependent on that substance. So I wake up on the edge of a bed in Jacksonville, Florida, wondering, what did I do? What is going on? What have I done? And they offered me, I could go home, I could leave, I could check out and walk out the door, but they're not getting me back to the airport. I don't have a plane ticket home. And I only had about, I don't know, I had just gotten paid. I had $1,500 or something like that. And so I made it through it, and I decided to stay. And I remained down in Jacksonville, Florida for, I think it was 50 days, 52 days, something like that. Just enough time to get me educated and get me committed to staying sober from alcohol, and started on the path of recovering my life. And I can proudly say that today I sit here almost 7 years later, sober from alcohol, and I understand that that's going to kill me. I believe if I even try to consume again. It's going to kill me. So I have had, over the last 7 years, I am constantly evolving, ever evolving. And now I'm on a mission to share my story, talk about it, so that other people can be inspired that there is hope. It gets very, very, very dark. It can be very dark, but there is light. There is light. There's light inside of you. There are light inside of the other people that I met while I was down there. They help save my life, myself, my higher power, and then the strangers in that room that I now call friends. It all is part of what helped get me on the path to recovery. And I'm still recovering my life because I don't have a good grip on my physical self. I feel that my nutrition and my diet and my health, that still has room for improvement. I don't have a full grip on my financial self. So that still is ever evolving. But right now, I'm committed to getting the word out there, spreading the message of hope, and encouraging people to get to, if you want to quit drinking, if you feel like you're in a position where it's too much, don't try to do it by yourself. Get out there, find a AA meeting, a Celebrate Recovery meeting. You could even try rehab. If you need to go to rehab, it's the best thing you could do for yourself. Inpatient or outpatient programs, I'm sure, are available in your area. But what I'm trying to do is, I have two nonprofit organizations that I have founded. I'm on a mission to raise awareness about mental health care and how important it is, because at the end of the day, my alcohol addiction, and it was to suppress emotions, and the suppression of emotion is just, it's a mental health, it's a mental health situation. Depression, anxiety, uh, it stems from mental health. So I want to help raise awareness for mental health. And then ultimately, I want to buy a house. I want to live in it and open it as a sober living facility for women. And there's a house in Des Moines, Iowa that I already have my eye on. And so we've launched the 1301 project. And so eventually, I'm hoping to raise enough money to buy this property in Des Moines and open it in the name of the foundation, and have it there, be in Des Moines as a resource for years and years and years to come. I also would like to open similar facilities all across the country, because remember that room of people I told you about in Jacksonville, Florida? Guess where they live? All around the country. And guess where the need is for stuff like this? All around the country. So that's my goal, is to raise awareness and raise resources so that we can help more people. I'm going to continue to tell my story, live my life out loud so others can know that there is hope. I'm going to be 7 years sober, and I'm rebuilding my life. Yeah. So that's it. That's my story of surrender, and it's been nothing but up from there. And I appreciate you guys tuning in and supporting me. All of my friends and family that have sent me messages and made comments and tuned in and liked my YouTube page. Everybody that's encouraging me, I really appreciate it, because this is definitely not easy, but it's definitely necessary. So I'm Angie Peter. I'm undiagnosed on many levels. And I'm here to help raise awareness and let other people know that there is life after alcohol use disorder. You can make a jump off that merry-go-round of craziness, and life can be better than you even imagine. So take a look in the mirror, and if you feel like you're not happy with where you're at, start making some changes. Reach out for an AA meeting around you and help brighten up your internal light. So thanks for tuning in. It helps me feel less alone.